Alright guys, so when I first started pressure washing, I joined a company off Craigslist and I started using a van with all the right equipment, 8 gallon a minute machine with a 300 pound or 300 gallon buffer tank, just the works, you know. It had the hose reels, it had 200 foot of pressure line and everything. So I learned the business that way, but when I started on my own, I basically went to a store and I bought a pressure washer, and I did a bunch of research on YouTube and stuff and learned that I just need a 4 gallon a minute, right? You hook it up to the hose bib and you're not going to need it's going to keep up with the hose bib. Most people's water pressure, unless they're on a well, even if they're on a well, pretty much going to keep up with a 4 gallon a minute machine. And I basically learned, everything I would need. I literally got a 100-foot hose, and the machine came with a 50-foot high pressure hose, right? So that's what I was using, 150 feet total, hauling the machine around. Everyone's going to start like that if you don't have a bunch of money. Just get the hose reels later. That's all you need is the machine, the high pressure hose, and the garden hose. That's it. So what's the problem then? Well, the problem was I've done a few houses now, and when you go from 8 gallon a minute to 4 gallon a minute, you can clearly tell the difference, and it's only going to hit you when you're rinsing. So you need all that extra water when you're rinsing just to make your life 10 times easier. But I figured a 4 gallon a minute is supposed to feel a little bit more than what I was getting, so I slowly learned I'm getting about 2.5 gallons per minute with the machine that I'm using, and here's why. The machine that I was looking at and that I ended up purchasing was $1,200, 4 gallons a minute, 4,000 psi from a commercial dealer. So it's high quality, commercial grade. But they give you a hose that's 50 feet long. That's a 1/4 inch. So I'm using a 1/4 inch high pressure hose. So you're not going to get enough flow out of that. You're only getting about half the performance. So instead of getting 4 gallons a minute like I'm supposed to be getting, I'm getting about 2.5 gallons a minute, and it just takes me forever to rinse a house, and it's not fun. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there with a super small hose, which does make a difference. So just make sure that if you buy a new machine and you get a 1/4 inch high pressure hose, that you go out and you spend the money and go and just purchase like a 150 foot or 200 foot hose that's 3/8 inch. 3/8 or half inch, either way is going to work better. I'm going to go with 3/8, but you can go with half inch, it doesn't really matter. But I'm using a 1/4 inch, and oh my god, there's no water coming out of it. It's 2.5 gallons. You might as well have gone with the best electric, pressure washer you could have found. So that's just a tip. It didn't really hit me, or I didn't get the light bulb for that for a little bit, but it just hit me. I'm like, yo, why am I getting underperformance, And now I realize 1/4 inch hose, it's going to make all the difference. I'm sure there's videos out there explaining the difference and showing you guys the difference, but I would check that out. Upgrade your hose. Make sure you got the right hoses because it matters. The machine's not the only thing. I feel like you just get distracted with the machine and you forget about the hoses. So go get a 3/8, half inch, whatever you want to do hose, and you're off to the races, all right? Later, guys.